How does the author's discussion of Atlantis and ley lines contribute to the debate on the existence of ancient supercivilizations? As far as I can understand it, there should be no debate over the existence or non-existence of ancient supercivilizations. If civilizations superior to ours never pre-existed our own today, then the methods of building the pyramids of the Giza necropolis or the mountainous Machu Picchu would be known to us all and widely practiced still, but they are not. Now, we no longer know either how or why any of the world's ancient civilizations erected their megalithic structures. This logically indicates that this practice and its methods belonged to a single, now long lost, ancient supercivilization. So, the semantics of what constitutes a supercivilization aside, anthropologically, the oldest now known commonality between all the various cultures of people the world over during what we call now the Neolithic era was their construction of dolmens or kurgans, meaning burial mounds, by the erection of two megalithic monument stones parallel to one another, and then the capping off of these with a lintel stone placed horizontally across the space between these upright monoliths, followed, lastly, by the burial of this all under an earthen mound. That such structures are clearly the prehistoric basis for all subsequent megalithic monuments, from pyramids to Stonehenge, is undeniable, as is the appearance of these structures on all continents simultaneously, beginning with the last prehistoric settlements in South America. So, if we want to look back even further, there are very old settlements along the coastlines of all continents that predate the later, landlocked migration routes established by nomadic tribespeople prior to the end of the Younger Dryas era. By the time the earliest settlements were being made by the seafaring explorers in the southernmost tip of South America, some 18,000 years ago, the landlocked migration routes were only crossing the Bering Strait and entering then still glaciated North America. And again, it was not until this second wave caught up to the first, some 12,000 years ago, that the global megalithic dolmen or kurgan culture began building their supposed burial mounds. For comparison, the oldest now known megalithic structure as a temple complex is Gobekli Tepe, believed to be at least 8,000 years old. Referring to this prehistoric period of human existence as Atlantis, culminating in the world flood at the end of the Younger Dryas era, some 12,500 years ago, is not my own original colloquialism, nor is it original to my work to point out that many later cities were built over top of the ruins of even older towns, which were, in turn, first founded by this burial mound building culture some 12,000 to 8,000 years ago. Just so many of these locations are mapped relatively to one another along so-called ley lines, and, just so, many of these structures the world over are aligned to a previous location of the geographic North Pole. For example, the so-called Giza equator, connecting Giza, Egypt, Machu Picchu, Peru, and Angkor Wat, Cambodia, describes the equator as it was between 18,000 and 12,000 years ago, when the geographic North Pole was near the Hudson Bay, even though, so far as we know now, all these monuments along this equator were built later than 4,000 years ago. And again, the how and why of their building all remain unknown to modern civilized people today.